Hello and welcome everyone for this third secondary grade English first semester unit for writing, prepared by Turki Al-Fayfi and presented by Faisal. Always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to raise it up in the chatting. Our lesson today is writing, and also we have three different objectives of this lesson. And this lesson, number one, you should know the rules of writing. Number two, you should know the importance of planning in the writing process. And number three, you will be able to write well. Welcome, Muhammad. So, number one, you should know the rules of writing. Number two, planning while you are writing or before sometimes. And number three, you are going or you will be able to write well. Why it is so important to know the objectives in order to get the main idea of lesson. Hello, Muhammad, and welcome again. Are you ready to move to the next slide? Warming up a bit. I want to ask you a question, a little tiny question. Do you play tricks on your friends? If yes, why? If not, why not? No. Can you tell me the reason? If you want to speak, I can let the microphone for you. All right. You don't have one. Okay. So you are not playing tricks with your friends because you don't have any one. All right. What is the best tricks you have ever played on someone or someone has ever played on you? Sometimes you don't have one, but the others they have. So, but the best tricks you have ever played on someone or someone has ever played on you. Do you remember? Maybe in the primary stage, it happens many times. If you could remember anything, you can share it with me. On game. All right. Good. Sounds great, Muhammad. All right. You are still game online with old friends. Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. Very good. Now, on this slide, focus on task completion, style organization. Okay. Read the rubric and the story below, then answer the questions that follow. We are going to read a story, and we have some questions later on the same story. Are you ready to read it? Here we go with the story. Do you want to read it? If you want to read, I can let the microphone for you, or shall I read it for you? Okay. Muhammad couldn't stop laughing every time he thought about what had happened that day in Ward 7 building number 31 of the university complex. He and some friends were spending beautiful days during their study. They lived as they were brothers. They liked to help each other. The days has passed so quickly. During their stay, they loved to eat their dinner together and sit to listen to Muhammad's tricks against others. They enjoyed their time with him because he was the funniest member. Now it was their last week in the university. They really wanted to make a memorable party, so they had got a gift to each other's, but Muhammad's gift was unexpected. The day started off uneventfully until they decide to start their party. It was particularly nice night. Muhammad decided to join in the fun, so he brought his gifts, which about small boxes, and asked them to open it on the bed before sleeping. Okay, are you with me now? Are you following? He was waiting nearby to elevator to escape. Suddenly they all shout snack, snack, and they left the rooms. Or sorry, snake, snake, and they left their rooms. They were scared. They could not move. A few moments later, as they heard their friend Muhammad giggling, they immediately realized what had happened. They started chasing him, that he was playing one of his tricks against them, so he relaxed and started laughing. Apparently, Muhammad had been waiting for the last day to scare everyone. He had planned everything perfectly and managed to make their last night unforgettable. Of course, he also gave everyone a scary experience to talk about. Did you hear that very well? Muhammad, did you hear that very well? Okay, welcome Abdullah. Now we have Muhammad and Abdullah some questions regarding the previous passage. The first question, what did Muhammad's friends like about him? Friends of Muhammad, why do they like Muhammad? Is there any reason? If you could remember, what did Muhammad's friend like about him? I think you can remember. Mahmoud. Welcome Abdullah. Welcome. Okay, what do you think? You can write it down. Mahmoud is typing. It's not difficult. What's the meaning of tricks? Tricks. What did Muhammad's friend like about him? Of course, they like to listen. We can make it general. We can say tricks. Tricks. Okay, Mahmoud? We can say tricks. Good. The second question, does the writer start the story in appropriate way? Do you think so? Does the writer start the story in appropriate way? This is the second question. Is the prompt sentence changed at all? Is the prompt sentence changed at all? What do you think, Abdullah and Mahmoud? If the right start in the right way, you can say yes. If no, you can say no. Okay. I don't think it's a difficult question. You can say yes or no for the second question. What about number 3? The writer used narrative tenses in the story. Find the underlying example of an action that happened before something else in the past. Can you hear anything? Abdullah, can you hear anything? I hope the microphone is working very well, but I think it's work. Alright. Alright. I think it's not It's not difficult. An action that happened before something else in the past. Also, we need a series of actions that happened one after the other in the past as well. An action that had started and continued up to a certain point in the past. Do you want to see the passage again? I may come back to that slide. If you want to see, Abdullah, that slide. Okay, here we have some examples on the answers for the previous questions. Number one, they like to listen to Muhammad's tricks against other. Number two, yes, he does. In an appropriate way, write the story. The prompts change at all? No, it's not changed at all the time. If you can remember the third questions, this is examples, as of course they started chasing him, that he was playing one of his tricks against them. Also, he had planned everything perfectly and managed to make their last night unforgettable. B, Muhammad decided to join the fun, and so he brought his gifts, which about small boxes, and asked them to open it on the bed before sleeping. Number three, C, Muhammad had been waiting for the last day to scare everyone. Okay, do you have any questions, Abdullah, up to now? Alright, I want to ask a question, because we are focusing now on language and style. Read the sentences with the highlighted adverbs in the story. How does the use of adverbs improve the story? Do you remember the passage, Abdullah? You can see, I'll show you now, highlighted adverbs: suddenly, immediately, apparently, perfectly. So can you tell me, how does it affect, how does it help the writer in this passage? The question says, how does the use of adverbs improve the story? We all agree it improves the story, but how does it? Make it excited. What do you think? The use of adverbs, you can see in the sentence, improves the style and makes the story more vivid. The same thing we have. The use of adverbs improves the style and makes the story more vivid and exciting. Alright. I think now your job, Abdullah, is not difficult. Use the adverbs in the box to complete the sentences below. There is extra one: likely, occasionally, happily, obviously. Okay, you have more than number of below sentences. So what do you think? Can you help me? Can you help me, Abdullah, with that? Welcome back, Mahmoud. Okay. Number one, it was beautiful spring morning and the children were playing in the garden. What do you think? The right adverb for the first sentence, Abdullah and Mahmoud, from above words, can we put luckily? Can we put happily, obviously, on this space? You can try. Okay, excellent, Muhammad. Well done. Okay, can you tell me the adverb, the right adverb for the first sentence? It was beautiful spring morning and the children were playing in the garden. Can we write occasionally, happily, obviously, likely? What do you think? Come on, I need your help. You can try. The land, Mahmoud. Okay. I can help you. The opposite of the word sad. What is the opposite of the word sad? Okay. What do we call this one? Yes, excellent. Well done. Well done, Mahmoud. Happily. Okay, it was beautiful spring morning and the children were playing happily in the garden. Well done, Mahmoud. Okay, number 2. Carl came out of the accident with only few scratches. What do you think? Carl came out of the accident with only few scratches. Okay? I think luckily you are doing great job. Okay. Well done. You said luckily Carl came out of the accident with only few scratches. Well done. What about number 3? My best friend and I don't have much time to see each other anymore, but get together to chat and exchange news. From time to time. There is a word if you want to say we meet each other from time to time. There is a specific word in the above box. I think it's not difficult. You can get it. You can get it. Okay, I'll read for you number 4 until you get number 3. Excellent. You are doing great job, Mahmoud. Well done. What about number 4? After the climb up the mountain, we were exhausted. We were exhausted. What do you think of this sentence? Number 5, the vet approached injured deer. 7, Maria was upset and did not want to talk to us. I think you can get it. Completely, absolutely right. What about 5? The vet approached the injured deer. You can do number 7. Okay. Suddenly. Are you sure about your answers? Because we are going to check now. Happily. Luckily. Occasionally. Number 3. Completely. Consciously. Obviously. Absolutely right. You deserve climbing and as well little golden star. Yeah, there is no. But maybe instead of 7 you can put 6. Okay? Okay, good. Do you have any questions up to now? Now, focus on the time linkers. Look at the table below with time linkers, word phrases that indicate sequence of events. Then choose the correct time linkers in the next slide. Just have a look. So if you start with beginning things, you can say initially, first, at first. If you are going to talk about continuing, things. Use then, next, after, this, that, afterwards. Beginning, this is beginning. Okay, and conclusion. Finally, at the end, eventually. Okay? So the beginning, we use first, at first, initially. Others, meanwhile, we call it time linkers, meanwhile, the moment that gradually since. But the time before and the main time. Okay, because next slide we are going to see, so we need how to use, to know how to use the time linkers. Okay? I don't think one is difficult. You are going to write it very well. You get it very well. Okay. Welcome, Malak. So we have sentences, a passage, of course. We need to just select the right time linkers. Okay. You want the pen? I will let it for you. Go ahead. The pen is yours now. Can you use it, Mahmoud? Okay, when? If you want to try, Malak, just write in the chat box. I can divide the mission between you. Okay. So we are going to give Mahmoud 3 words, and we are going to give Malak also 3 words. So the last thing you write, Mahmoud, gradually and hardly. Okay? And then we are going to move to Malak. Okay, so write please gradually or hardly. And then we are going to, okay, thank you so much up to now, because we are going to move to Malak to write the rest. So you are going to start with meanwhile, or after, and then next, or by, and then than, and before. Okay, Malak, say after, by. What about the third choice? Before. Okay, excellent. Can you remember your answers? Since, initially, gradually, to make sure you get it 100%, Mahmoud, get the right. Meanwhile, you said by, Malak, but next. It was next. And the last one before. Okay, a great job, Mahmoud. Well done, Malak. 66.6. This is the total percentage of the accuracy of your answer. Right. I think you know this information, but just to come across again, outline, introduction, describe the setting of the story. This is what happened in the introduction. To introduce the main characteristics, or the main characters, or character if we are talking about one person. Describe the feelings at the beginning of the story. Well, the main body, or the main part, consists of 2 paragraphs, sometimes 3 paragraphs. Describe how the story starts and develops. At the end, we are going to conclude. So describe the outcome of the story. Could also be included in the main part. Make a brief comment. You can make a brief comment in the conclusion. So don't forget those main rules to write: introduction, main part, conclusion. Alright? Do you have any question up to now, Malak and Mahmoud? What about you? Mahmoud is asking, what is the meaning of necessary? What do you think, Malak? The meaning of necessary? I'm going to answer, but I'm waiting, Malak. Important, absolutely right. Well done. Excellent. Malak, okay. Important. Well done. Any questions regarding writing, how to write? In the writing process, don't forget the most important thing is to plan. Meaning, think about the subject as introduction and the main part as well, and how to conclude it. Okay? Alright. These are some tips on writing. When you're writing a story, remember you should try to keep the plot of the story fairly simple. The story should continue from or end with a prompt sentence. The story should be organized in paragraphs, have interesting introduction and appropriate ending. You should use informal or consistently natural language. You should use past narrative tenses. You should use time linkers to indicate the sequence of events, chronological order, etc. You should try to create an appropriate atmosphere by using direct speech, question, exclamations, a variety of adjectives and verbs, and vivid vocabulary. These are the tips how to write a story. Okay? I need your help with that. Now everyone writes one sentence about trick you will never forget. Trick you will never forget. You can write one sentence. If you wish, you can write one sentence. A trick you will never forget. Malak and Mahmoud. We may go to the next questions. Both of you. A trick you will never forget. You told me before you are not familiar with such a thing. So here example, how to write a trick you will never forget. I'll never forget that trick moment when I came back to my flat and I found my friend lying down. An empty tray on medicine was beside him. Alright. A trick you did against one of your family. You can write as well one sentence. You can write one sentence. A trick you did against you, one of your family, or you can even find one of your friends as well. Can you write anything, Mahmoud, Malak? Alright. We can see example. The most painful punishment when my father fell down in the hole that I dig for my brother. Okay? Do you have any question up to now? Any question up to now? I can't never when I have brother. Okay. I want to share with you the summary. We start discussion about reading an essay about trick. Then we read model essay that answers some questions. Then we discussed the plan of writing an essay. At the end we participate to write the target idea. Mahmoud and Malak, I would like to thank you for your attend, for your participate. You are a very good student. I wish all the best for you. And if you have any question, please raise it up. Do you have any questions? Have a nice day.